In this tent fire tale, Old Strem recalls a story about Selvra the Beastmaster. Old Strem looks across the fire and sees Selvra the Beastmaster, and is reminded of an occurrence some years back.
"Ah, my young Hanataz, have I ever told you of when a group of slavers snuck into our camp?"
Of course you and everyone around the campfire had heard this tale many a time, but that doesn't seem to deter Old Strem from continuing.
"You see, a group of slavers had snuck into camp during the night after Carnival and taken 3 children from the troop. The kidnapping was not discovered until early the next morning. By then, the slavers were too far away to be overtaken, especially by the troop's not-so-fine horses. You see, our horses are for pulling wagons, not for running steeplechase. While Borag and Kalnasse saddled mounts in the vain attempt to rescue the youngsters, Selvra jumped on her manticore and flew to the north, in the direction that Cray said the slavers had taken the children. Soon after, the riders followed, knowing full well that there was no hope of saving the 3 little ones from a terrible fate. Though they rode for many hours and spent much time using their tracking skills to attempt to follow the vile slavers, they could not gain on those who had taken the children. You see, the kidnappers' horses were hardier and more prepared for hard rides such as this. As evening fell, the rescuers' mounts were giving out after a difficult and fruitless search. Borag and Kalnasse looked up the road, hoping to see some sign of the captives and the evil ones who had taken them. But there was none. With sadness in their hearts, the pair turned back to the south. It was a dim and dusky evening, and just as they began their slow, sad trek home, they heard behind them, faintly in the distance, the sound of children singing. They whirled about and saw to their dismay the 3 youngsters, riding on the back of the manticore, with Selvra walking in the lead. When they asked the druidess what had happened to the kidnappers, she smiled wryly and said only these words:
"What's left of them feeds the trees."
She then looked over her shoulder at the huge manticore. The great beast gave her a knowing look and licked his chops.